Man, I wish I'd have caught the beginning of that song with Rose Fats, man. I'm like, did he spit that hard on the whole song?
Yeah.
Oh, and I showed one of the chime in on your last one that I was up in here with old girl. It was one last question that I was like, man, let me leave these folks alone, man. It may not. I don't want niggas to like this niggas being extra, man. But I be wanting to get them real questions out. Like, hey, you can't say shit around Codac and just let it slip. You know what I'm saying? She was like, oh, I'm not going to, when somebody asked about basically what I would say would be conforming to what they want female artists to be or stay true to her identity. Right. And I was just like, I had it already too. I had that quick. I Googled top 5 female artists, right? And it gave Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B second, and them 2 white or Hispanic, whatever their names is, they ain't black. You know what I'm saying? But they riding off the culture. I was like, but you look at all their pictures. First picture that come up on each one of them, they conform greatly. So I'm like, are you willing to sacrifice fame for conformity, for your level of being true to yourself? You gonna say you'll pass up the bag? Because ain't no, out of the top 5 female artists, none of them stay true on some identity. I was like, because perfect example, look what happened to the Brat. Brat ain't got no rap career. And she was the hardest. What it do? The hardest. Yeah, I'm talking about my show now. I was really talking about the Brat back in the day. But you're in the moment with Codac now on Love the Jam Radio.
Married. Did you see her?
Straight up?
She got married to a lady. They call her Big Booty Judy is the lady's name. She got
that
a body.
That sounds real familiar.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
She a famous chick?
Her body is. Not that Big Booty Judy, but that's what her name on Instagram, and it's like BBJ or something. But I know they got married. It was very public, and they even the Brat has her own show.
Right. Well, I know she on the morning show with what's her name?
Who?
On 102.
Oh, okay.
Ricky Smiley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she one of his co-hosts on the Ricky Smiley morning. I didn't know she had her own show.
Yeah, but I definitely know reality show. I haven't really watched it, but I'm saying I see like clips because I follow her on Instagram. So
her reality show is on what platform?
Probably one of those. I don't know, own or Lifetime. I don't know, one of them. Yeah. I don't really.
I mean, she got clout. It's just sad
that she lived in the shadows of her gayness for her whole career, pretty much. But I guess we always knew she was gay.
Well, I put it like I was talking to. Who was I talking to about that shit?
I don't know.
I was like, she was a stud before we even knew what studs was. Because somebody that I was talking to about it, they was like, oh, no, you know what I'm saying? She was a stud and shit. Stud. And I was like, yeah, you got to think about it, though. Nobody was even using that terminology when Brat was around rapping. Nobody was like, oh, she a stud. It was just, well, she just a Brat. And because at the time, it was that whole crisscross era where everybody was wearing the baggy. Even TLC was wearing baggy clothes, but they'll still wear the baggy clothes with the hope top and shit.
That's
you feel what I'm saying?
Time. Yeah,
so
it's a fashion thing.
It really didn't make it obvious
thing.
That it was just the swag that they had. You feel me?
Tomboy, even Aaliyah, she wore like baggy clothes. It was just the 90s era.
But she wouldn't conform. She wouldn't go to the sexy route. Once she got up over a certain age and they wanted the Brat to be the sex icon, she wouldn't do it. And her career sacrifice, that's what killed her career, nothing else. Because remember, she even tried to make it, I'm not going to say it was her trying to make a comeback, but she came, I don't know if she got featured in one of the magazines, and that was the first time anybody ever seen Brat in anything sexy like
body,
nigga. Now that's her grown woman body.
Right.
That wasn't the body she had back then. Right. But I would still say she still was banging though. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, but she just wouldn't conform. So that's the one question I would ask you, the last guest you had on the show is like, are you willing to sacrifice the bag and the fame? Because she got, like, I wasn't joking. She would really give some Megan Thee Stallion and some Cardi B a run for their money. On some lyrics and rapping and flowing and how comfortable she is in that motherfucker, man, what?
Well,
she'd give him a run for their money.
Jermaine Dupri was like her, mentor who she worked with a lot, what I'm saying? Jermaine Dupri.
The Brat?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I was talking about your guests compared to them. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think of who you talking about.
The guest you had, the little light, what they call light bright or little.
Desiree Simone.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to Desiree Simone. That's my niece. Okay, yeah. You know what? For her to be so young, I feel like she would have conformed already. if that was gonna be something she does.
Who does it right?
Yeah.
Nah, come on, stop it.
No, I'm serious. I'm very serious. She would have came out. I feel like she would have came out the gate already. You know what I'm saying? Because she's done songs and she's had people kind of like try to push her in that lane. And even when she was doing songs that was kind of like on the sexy tip, she still wasn't objectifying herself. She still objectified, you know, the other person, if that makes any sense.
The only thing that I would say to that is, I don't want to say like to prove my argument, but it'd be on some, she ain't really got hit with enough of a bag compared to some top 5 female artists. I'm talking about.
You talk about, is there a lane for it?
No. I'm not saying it's not a lane for it.
Because she has a lane. If she didn't have a lane, then the chances of her having to conform would be
setting the parameters.
Okay.
If she want to stay indie, it's never going to be a question. Nobody ever going to be worried about pushing her to go to a certain direction because you're an indie artist. That means you doing what the fuck you want to do, right?
Yeah.
We talking about when I compared it to the top 5 female rappers, because when I heard her, I'm like, she go hard though. Like she really, unlike a lot of female rappers that I've seen, it's only been a few as far as that even came out from the indie market that really seemed real comfortable on rapping. Like you can tell this wasn't a facade for them. You know what I'm saying? So speaking in the sense of, if you hard enough to be up there in one of the top 5 spots, are you willing to do what that top 5 spot requires? No female artist independently has ever gotten into a top 5 female rapper. Like they ain't finna be listed.
That's not. Oh yeah, you're right. They're not finna be listed. But
in the streets, they may have some love.
Because like 3D Nati, who is my favorite female rapper, she literally raps about her not conforming and not signing and not doing the certain shit that other bitches.
And how much of a bag is she getting?
She getting the bag because
compared to.
I mean, even compared
if we setting
to,
the parameters.
Let me tell you what, she just took a different route. Like she came in on some, this is my business plan, and you know who better her? Who he did the Def Comedy Jam. God bless you and good night, and he can get the fuck out of there. Kamara Lee Simmons' husband.
Russell Simmons
is who gave her original. Oh, you know, this is my business plan. This is what I want to do with my art and my business. I don't want to sign. Like Baby tried to sign her. Cash Money. Like a lot of artists. I mean, a lot of labels have tried to sign her, but she like raps about like, I'm not willing to sell out for that. And she built her own shit. You know what I'm saying? And does her shit her own way with the backing of Russell Simmons way, like behind her on some shit. Like, I see what you can do. So, and she still comes, if you're a real hip hop, feminine, femc fan, then you're going to know who 3D Nati is.
Gotcha.
Not like the top 5 commercial female artists or top 5 mainstream, but just top 5 period that's spitting and you are aware. I have to say her, just like Amaretta the Great. Desiree Simone is a lot like Amaretta the Great in that way. Like they're tomboys, and even Amaretta talks about like, I'm not finna do all this. I don't rap. She don't rap about whole culture. I mean, she's from Atlanta, and she has her own. That's why I said there's a lane. So they're not forced to necessarily conform because they have a lane.
No, yeah, if they stand independent, like
not even independent. Amaretta's a mainstream artist, signed artist. You feel what I'm saying? There's a lady with Rockefeller that signed Rhapsody. You know what I'm saying? She didn't conform. No Name. There's a lot of female artists that are Billie Eilish. You know what I'm saying? That have fucking stood on their own and still make the bag. So it's not like where, at one point it might have had been like more pressure in that you have to conform, but now
what type of accolades are they getting outside of
the bag?
No, outside of the general audience just being able to say, oh yeah, we co-sign, she do go ham, she got a fan base, this and the third. But as far as and I guess it would be just the mainstream accolades that a lot of people look for.
Well, I mean,
and so to me, and that was more so the overall point is when I say the bag or when I say talking about signing to any label, it ain't really necessarily have to sign to a major label like that, but just how much value or weight does that hold as far as you being able to get those accolades? Like you trying to get on the TV shows, you trying to get these X, Y, and
Desiree
Z. You
Simone
know
was
what I'm saying?
on a TV show with Jermaine Dupri.
What
It
TV
made
show
it
was
to
it?
the one where they were doing like the different artists competing type deal. You know, she made it all the way to the end or whatever. But I think she was like the youngest one at that time. I think she might have only been like
Was she on the
just turned
episode
20.
with Mulatto?
I don't. I think they came after. It was the one after that with
Mm-hmm.
Mulatto. You know what I'm saying? But Mulatto came out with the sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't come out and change over. She came out the way she came out.
You
Saweetie
don't think
came
that was
out how she
Suede?
came out. Huh?
You don't think that was Suede?
I really don't. I
You
mean,
think that was just her?
I do. The way she came out. Look where she from. You know what I'm saying? She from ATL. Like that's. She personifies that female culture there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the shit that comes from there, like on some black female.
Do you think her talent actually gives her the seat that she has? That she deserves that seat that she actually has? Or it was just the hype from the show and she's good enough?
The hype from the show got her seen by the upper tier in Atlanta. So T.I. worked with her, Gucci Mane worked with her, all those artists got behind her and she got successful. That's what it takes. Like here,
I'm saying that, like I said, I know the show got her up in that room for the conversations, for the possibilities that she was able to take advantage of. But I'm saying, do you really feel her talent lives up to the seat that she's sitting in?
Definitely.
Okay.
When she did that song, the remix for Freaky Girl with Gucci, that's what really got her in the door. She remade that song. I'm a very freaky girl, you know what I'm saying? And Gucci had just got out of prison. He, you know what I'm saying? He got everything focused on him. So
I think I
she
did
got
hear a
the
little something about
cosign.
that. So
Yeah.
she actually kind of made that play happen.
Yeah, she, you know, when she was in that room, like you said, she was able to, hey, you know, he's seen her, you know, and so when that time she came to him with like, hey, I want to do the remix to the Duke. He was like, okay, let's do it. She from Atlanta too, so he go support. You know, they go ride for their city, basically.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Like I said, I was just wondering. I like one. You know, I'm not the biggest hip hop fan. I just know what sounds good to me as it come across my earwaves and shit like that, because it's just so much oversaturation of fucking. I wish they maybe just had a more of a filtering system for just unfoolishness rapping. You know
you have to understand now it's basically at the level of FM. You got major labels that essentially dominate the airways. So you're going to get exposed to only that and think that that's what's only out there, but which is why our platforms are so important.
Yeah.
Because when you sit here and you listen and you be just dry listening and you hear some live shit and you be like, God damn, I'm like, I know. So that's like a refreshing, you know, thing for me. And it's oversaturated, but at the same time, you know, people are some people use it as an outlet still. Like people that are realistically, you know, putting that stuff and putting their pain into the lyrics and stuff like that, you know. So it's saturated, but it was a time where it was expensive to be a rapper. That's why motherfuckers wasn't rapping.
Well, yeah.
The process to record, the mixing, all that shit.
It caused them to get involved into some lot of other shit, man, or be in the room with some lot of unsavory people to just get that opportunity.
Mostly Jews. The Jews ran the hip hop game for the most part. As far as starting, you know, putting money behind niggas and labels and signing them and taking their shit, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. For some, never mind.
It's always been used.
I don't want your show to get banned for saying anti-Semitic.
No, I'm saying it just they weaponized hip hop damn near.
I mean, that's the whole entertainment industry as a whole. That's where I was going with it. I'm like, when you go back and look at old shit, movies, TV shows, and all that shit, they was forefront of all that goddamn shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
How and why, who knows, man? You know what I'm saying? But definitely.
Once they realized they could make money off of the culture in that way by painting this picture, you know, it's like not just one segment, it's a whole situation where, you know, they want the streets to look like this and result in this, so we're killing each other. Like it's all of it is systematically set up to make us as people that look like us, you know, be unsuccessful. Either they're
Oh,
gonna be killing themselves to try to get unrealistic, goals and try to achieve these
I mean, I
riches
think the
by
deeper,
buying,
well, I think the deeper play than that, because that's a byproduct. The deeper play was if I can just control what they're thinking about subconsciously, we ain't got to do shit.
Right.
The law
Let
of
them kill
attraction
each
is
other.
real, whether you believe it or not. The law of attraction is real, whether you consciously practice it or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether some people want to call it faith or whatever the case, all that exists. Like they say, gravity is there whether you want to believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where I think that was the bigger play because of the knowledge that they had access to, knew of. You know what I'm saying? They know of the power of the subconscious, the power of thought, the power of energy. So it was just the fact of them getting a culture to digest just that. You feel what I'm saying? Which to me even goes to the deeper play, but even slavery of why it had to be so horrific over here, knowing, you know what I'm saying, the power of the mind, the power of thought, and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? The byproduct is all the other shit of, oh, I know where to do this. I know we can, you know what I'm saying? But shit, at the end of the day, they was just on some, we know the power that this culture has.
We have to
So
keep it
if
from
I
them,
can,
basically.
yeah, I mean, if I can get them to focus on this shit, then they won't have time to focus on these other things that made them great throughout history. You feel what I'm saying? Really being able to be connected spiritually like that, being in tune, having a sense of humanity as a whole. You feel what I'm saying? Really being the nurturing healers of the actual earth and everything that came along with it. Right. You feel me? If they get our minds focused on some other shit, on death, on slavery, on being oppressed, and if that's where they can just keep our thoughts, it don't really matter physically what they do. All that shit is going to be a byproduct of what they get most of us to believe in, or most of us to believe this is the way it has to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going to continue to happen because just by, like I said, just by law of attraction, period. Right. That's what's going to happen. That's the bigger reason why I be like, fuck, I don't want to see another movie about fucking slavery. Show me some movies about kingship.
I like Django. That's like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
We've had this discussion before.
Django is up there in my top fucking movie.
Shit.
But why though? You got to think about it. Why? Because it showed us not staying in the oppression. You feel what I'm saying? It showed us being able to say, I can, the nigga overcame adversity and won. Right. Woo! Yeah. We don't have too many visual stories like that. That's why people can resonate with the Black Panther and the movie and resonate with Django and resonate with all them other type movies because in our core nature, shit, niggas want to win. You know what I'm saying? For real. But I keep you niggas thinking about slavery as long as I fucking can. Why? Because the majority that ain't really just conscious like that, that energy, that power is going to continue to manifest itself. We may not better do it in chains. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I keep you locked up. And you won't be able to access. You won't be able to access culture, your real power.
Yeah, in hip hop, they use as a tool to maintain that. I mean, the chains are just different.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Most definitely. Like I said, that's why it's hard for me to get down with a lot of this rap, mainstream or indie, because it's just like all I hear is the chains rattling.
And that's why when I want to quit this shit, I just turn on the radio and then I be like, can't do
this is why I'm doing this.
This is why I'm doing this, because these moments.
If not, all you're going to hear is the same 5 songs.
And you'll think that that's all that there is when there's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got this bullshit independent songs too. But
you hopped on Big O?
Big O?
Big O. B-I-G-O.
Oh, no.
You ain't hopped on that shit? Oh, nigga. Y'all heard it first. Codac put her on.
Yeah.
So when y'all see her bringing in the bag off of Big O, y'all remember she can't act brand new.
I will not.
Like she been on that shit for 30 years and
I'll
shit.
Be like,
you know what I'm talking about?
Codac.
Straight up.
Always.
Y'all heard it first. Y'all finna be seeing Love the Jam Radio. Y'all log in to love it. You know what I'm saying? Giving her a little 2 cents up on there, putting in her time. You know what I'm saying? Bringing it in, bringing independent music to the world. But yes, it's definitely another platform. Like right now, you could be going live on Big O, collecting your dough. You feel what I'm saying? Putting in your quota. Straight up doing exactly what you're doing right now. And it's a platform for that shit. Feel me? And like they say, it's 100% all over the freaking world. All over the world. Brazil, Africa, it don't matter. Name somewhere. They got big O out there that niggas is going live, logging in, watching shit. You know what I'm saying? People can be logging into your shit right now. Watching Miss Lovey up on a Love Jam Radio talk about some real nigga shit.
As per usual.
Yeah.
On the Codac Moment show.
And you can get the bag from it because I didn't seen the paperwork. I didn't seen some. It's on some. Just like you know for a fact, because you seen some females, some females that's bringing in that bag off of OF. You feel me?
Big
bags. I done seen the bags that niggas is bringing in off of Big O, man. You feel me? Okay. And the only, I would say, comparison to that other platform, the benefit is they do not allow none of that buffoonery or foolishness as far as foolishness. As far as the visual size of the shit. Now, even the profanity, they say niggas can't really get on there and be going too hard on cursing like that. But they do allow the foolishness as far as I done heard some people talking about some of the most ridiculous, irrelevant shit. Just because they just trying to put in them hours to meet their quota. You know what I'm saying? They allow some people to be on there talking about straight, pure bullshit.
I thought you was talking about...
It's a platform like Clubhouse.
I thought you can get paid. Artists.
Nah, I mean, but you can be showcased. But what I'm saying, you can be showcasing you can have this show on Big Up.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to look
just another spot to secure a bag, man. Put motherfuckers on. Because you can, like I say, you can put the same way this iHeartRadio Global like that. It's just another store, another platform, another billboard. You feel what I'm saying? That you can be advertising exactly what you're doing, adding to the exposure of who you can be, you know what I'm saying, who you have coming through the doors. Right. For real. You know what I'm saying? Why securing the bag? Why the fuck not?
Well,
type shit. You feel me?
We got a new operations officer, y'all. His name is Codac.
Hey, I'm still trying to figure that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm having to deal with my own mental issues on the whole fact of when it be a lot of shit, I don't be vibing with it. If it's too much to have to be trying to remember, think about. But Angel just had to tell me, she was like, just think about it. You felt that same way about Photoshop when you first got in it. I was like, as soon as she said it, I was like, damn, you right.
You have to get used to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is a lot of when they start talking about beans and swords and leopards, and I'm like, what the fuck?
But now,
but they own it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It all means something. It can all do something. So, you know what I'm saying? But who knows, man? The direction we could be going in right now.
It's right.
But it's hard because it's like when I think with my when I play devil's advocate with myself.
Okay.
Feel because I try not to get too caught up on a certain thought process, but just because that's what comes. You know what I'm saying? Like after reading the book, and which I recommend anybody to go and read, whether you get the physical copy or the audible copy, and they do have it on YouTube for free. Hey, that's how I digest a lot of audio books. I just do better listening than I actually do physically sitting there and reading. But the Power of the Subconscious Mind. That book, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that it stated in a lot of books that talk about like subconscious mind and all that type of deal, it'll tell you, don't be so hard and so pressed on this is the way that I think without ever challenging your own thoughts. Because what it tells us is that over time, some things just become habit, even in the way that you think.
Right.
And so you cease to grow if it's just, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm so quick to just, this the first thought that came to my mind. This is me. This is how I feel. Bet. And we'll just rock with it. We won't even question why we thought that, why we perceived or we heard or intaked in that way. So sometimes, like I say, it's just because it just keeps your mind broad. And sometimes you play devil's advocate with yourself. And really try to play, it's almost the same concept of somebody to play chess with themselves. They not trying to be biased on one side winning. Right. They really trying to beat themselves like that. You feel me? So it's like, play that way with your thoughts, man. You'll be surprised some of the shit that you can unlock and open up. And to me, it allows you to just stay fresh and open-minded with certain situations. And therefore, it keeps you able to learn shit.
But what about, okay, so let me ask you this. Where does your moral compass come in?
That's different from just thinking.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Because there are something, because when you talk about that, to me, that goes into just universal law. But even in those things can be questioned depending on the circumstance. Because everybody like, oh, it's wrong to kill. Okay. But what if it's your daughter's life on the line versus this dude, like, bullets flying with no question?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, it all depends on the circumstance and the situation. But that's the thing about playing devil's advocate with yourself. You just open to the fact of who knows what I may think or believe about a certain situation. All depends on what it is. I do know me and my core, I'm just trying to be an uplifting person where I'm not trying to do anything that directly affects anybody else negatively.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, to be like, that'd be the moral compass. You feel what I'm saying? Does this uplift humanity? Does this build on humanity? Does this educate, teach humanity? Or is it something that's tearing it down? You know what I'm saying? But even in the sense of balance of the world,
necessary evil type shit.
Like they say, sometimes you got to burn a whole forest to be able to
restart again.
You feel me?
Fresh
harvest. So same thing if you look at with the flood type deal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, it's just hard sometimes just to be so broad on. Oh, this is. Of course, there are certain things that's universal law. Period. But then, other than that, who knows, man? You feel what I'm saying? So, with this topic of the whole, it's a YouTube video that I came across.
Do the second half.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, we can just chop it up. I can let them know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. All right. Well, yeah. Hey, gotcha. Psych.
I tried to give you the.
Hey, we flow, man. You know what I'm talking about? Real shit. So look, we gonna come back. Holla at y'all. She got to go pay some bills. You feel what I'm saying? She got to go talk to the dude around the corner about some water bills, or some, you know what I'm saying, water jugs, some water balloon fights. I don't know what be going on over here, man. It's you just never know what you're gonna find on the Love the Jam Radio. So stay tuned. You just never know. You may miss it all. You feel me? But we gonna be back, man. In a moment with Codac. After this break, we'll holla.